It's time for the MadDawg Show, coming to you from the heart of the Bulldog Nation. And now, here he is, the MadDawg.
Welcome to the first international MadDawg Show, where I'm coming to you from Canada, from Revelstoke, Canada, on a snowboard trip. The Canadians are still upset about the gold medal we took from them this morning when the bars opened at 5 a.m. while I slept in because, like most Americans, I could not care less about hockey. And I guess that's why I'm blacked out. So it's a bit of the grind dog show today. But I'll tell you one thing I'll say about these Canadians: they are some nice people. I mean, they're so nice that it's disarming. You're like, oh, what is going on with these people? Is this am I on candid camera? Why are they so nice? And they're all that way. I don't know what it is about here, but they're happy. You know, Americans, we can be cranky, grind dog. I've seen you be cranky. I can be cranky, but this place is awesome and the people are awesome and it's snowing and I'm happy. And I know you're happy because we're coming in here with a 2-game winning streak. How do you feel?
I feel fantastic. It's now the Tuesday game. I didn't have much faith in us winning up in Rupp Arena since we've won 5 times in 100 years. We won
Right.
5 times in 100 years. But let me tell you this: Mike White has beaten Kentucky more than any other Georgia coach. If it's crazy,
That is
if it's
crazy.
crazy, and also the coach Pope for Kentucky, which you're talking about on a hot seat since they turned around and lost to Auburn on a kind of a controversial tip in. They are about to fry him up in Kentucky. Those people, I think it'd be like Georgia losing 3 straight in football to Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and Mississippi State. They are just they are fit to be tied. But hey, I'm glad to hear it because I've always heard all this. Oh, it's so hard to play in Rupp Arena. It's great, and nobody wins in Rupp Arena, and all this stuff. Well, you get those guys down. They sat on their hands so much. I've never seen a fan base that was so didn't seem to be very enthusiastic. Talk about how loud it was. Didn't sound loud on TV. But I
No.
will say this: Georgia played a complete game for once, and we had Jeremiah Wilkinson back. We didn't have him for Oklahoma, which I think made a big difference because he's averaging 18 points a game, and he got either 19 or 20 uh, against Kentucky, and then of course against Florida we didn't have him either. But I'm not sure right now that. Florida's kind of on a roll. I think they'll be a top 10 team. I mean, they'll be a 2 seed probably in the tournament. They're going to be hard to beat. But it was a great game up in Kentucky. We had some players play great. Blue Kane has, I don't know, somebody's lit a fire under him. He is such a complete ball player for us. He's a rebounder. I think he had 3 steals up in Kentucky. He shot the ball well. He's taken a little bit of better selection on his 3-pointers. The whole team is taking better shots, and they're making them. And they're not turning the ball over, and they are really turning over the other team. In fact, I cannot believe this, but Georgia leads the nation in points on turnovers by the opposing team, which is kind of crazy. I would have never thought about that. But Santo also had, who had been having a tough time. I think they finally told him, you can be an offensive force. When you get the ball in there, make something happen. Because he had 14 points, 8 rebounds, and arguably sealed the game with 47 seconds. We're up by 3. They come down. They come down. They miss a shot. We get the ball back. We have 47 seconds. We shoot it. We miss, and Santo gets a rebound, puts it up, gets fouled, makes the 3-point shot, puts us up by 6 with about 30 seconds to go. They foul us. They miss a 3-pointer. They foul us. We hit the foul shots and win by 8. Great victory. Really going to go along. Obviously, it's gone a long ways to making the guys feel like they can get back into that form they were at the end of the what I call the preseason and the start of the regular season. It was a great game. Now Kentucky's got a good team, but they're kind of flawed like us. They've got to shoot it good. They don't seem to be in sync on offense. They got a couple. They do a lot of one-on-one. So I thought we played the best game we've played in a long time as far as moving the ball, and when we have Jeremiah Wilkinson in there, they have to respect him because he can hit the three and he can drive, and he was driving the ball, kicking it out. Our guys were taking good shots. We're starting Smurf now, and Smurf in the last 2 games has had 2 fantastic games. He is running the show so well. He's making great decisions. When he gets the ball and is open, he's starting to look for a shot a little more, and he has been dead eye. He had buried 4 of them against Kentucky, and it was fantastic. Mark Pope is 0-2 against Georgia. If you can believe, in the last 4 years, Georgia is 3-1 versus Kentucky. Now, if you'd have said that, nobody would ever believe that had happened. So we were down by 8 in with about 7 minutes to go in the first half. Kentucky had gotten out, and then we go on a 20-7 run to end the first half. We really played well. Started shooting the ball well, turning them over. Had a great ending to the half. We're up by about, I think we were up by either 5 or 6 at half, and we came out the second half, and I think we scored 10 straight. Had 6 steals in the first half, and his best all-around game since Arkansas for sure. We were fantastic. Wilkinson had 19 points coming back from his shoulder injury. I heard this a little scuttlebutt. I did hear MadDawg that he was some of this shoulder might have been he was a little upset about his NIL money. I hope we're not having some of that on the team. So we're looking at we're the #1 turnover team in the country, which is crazy. But we are the 339th out of 3. I looked it up today. Out of 362 teams that play Division I basketball. Can you believe there are that many teams? Golly, that's a lot of basketball players.
That's crazy.
We are 339th in defensive rebounding, 16th in the SEC. But I will say we did a little bit of job in Kentucky on that. Kentucky's not a great rebounding team like a Florida or Tennessee. And we rebounded pretty well. Like I said, Santo had 8 and 14. I believe that what it takes for us to win is we have to get Santo in double figures in points and get him into the game. And we've done that. We did that, and he made a big difference up there. Like I said, Blue Cane had 20 points. He's playing fantastic. He is tough as nails. So that was that obviously one of the best, if not the best game of the year, playing in Kentucky in Rupp Arena. Like I said, that we won 5 games in 105 years. I mean,
that's insane.
That's insane. It is insane. And I guess, and that really, I'm sure, really carried over to this game against Texas. When Texas came in having won 5 straight, and they went on a run out there and whipped our butt. They scored, I think, went on like a 25-3 run when we were out in Austin. But We came in and in their third in the conference in rebounding. So you would think they'd be kind of a hard team. They have a couple of really good players that got their big foreign player. I'm a Vukovic. I'll butcher his name. He's Croatian or something. Very, very good, skilled center. Can shoot from outside, but can really. I mean, he can put the ball on the floor. He was a tough matchup. He kept Santo, and I'm talking about the Texas game. Kept Santo in foul trouble all night. We started a pretty neat lineup for the Texas game. We had Blue Cane. We had Catchings, Blue Cane and Catchings with Smurf at guard, and then we started Keen Stagg, who has really come on. He played a lot at Kentucky. He's a big kid. He's 6'8", and he can move. He can guard out on the perimeter. He will shoot the three, and he's not terrible. I'd say he's maybe 30%, 35%. He can shoot. He's got a good shot, and he'll look for a shot. He makes some freshman mistakes. I noticed in the Texas game, he saw a guy breaking wide open down and tried to throw about a 40-yard touchdown pass to him and overthrew him by about 6 yards. But he has really come on. Coach likes him. We're getting a lot of and we're going to see him. He started the game, and of course Santos started, and then of course about 3 or 4 minutes they brought in Jemiah Wilkinson, and he was fantastic. He's consistent. We're going to get 19 or 20 out of him. He's shooting the ball great, and he's making the other players better around him, because when he's getting to the goal, he's kicking it out now. We seem to be not franticking when we get balls. If we don't have a good shot, we're passing the ball a little better. Rebounding still, like I said, it's iffy. Where we get rebounds or not. But our press gave Texas fits a little bit. We only had 1 turnover in the first half against Texas, and they had 6. So we had about 6 or 8 steals during the game. We played really well. Got off to a great start. We're up by as much as 14. We've seen that that song before. We get up and we're up by 10 or maybe 10 or 12 at half. Like I said, playing real well, shooting 3-pointers at about 60%, shooting about 50-something% from the field. So we played good. Second half, played pretty well for about the first 5 minutes. Then we hit that lull, and they came storming back. They have Swain, which is their big guard/forward, who's they started putting him out there and letting him kind of go one-on-one. And if they switched and they got Smurfed on him, or they got some of the other guys, he was really hurting us. They came back from about a 12-point deficit in the second half to tie the game at 67 all. And of course, me being the eternal pessimist on this stuff, here we go again. We're fixing to have a big lead. Let somebody come out, beat us at home. All the work we did Tuesday is going to be for naught. So about that time, Santo got his 4th foul, and they brought Abson in, who had not played in the last 3 games. And the next 2 series down the court, we drove the lane, kicked it up to him. He made a nice little layup. I think we got the ball back, came down. And again, either he got a rebound or he got they got the ball to him down low, and he made a nice move and scored. And that was really, really big. I mean, he came off the bench cold, hadn't played in 2 games, and I'd say those 2 plays might have been the biggest plays of the game, because had we let them jump out and get ahead, I think we'd have had a lot of problems. So Abson, and then he probably didn't play another 2 or 3 minutes the whole game until Santo finally fouled out. But he did. We played real well. Santo played real well. I think he had 12 points. Was starting to look for his shot a little bit more. They're looking for him a little bit more for the lob dunk. Couple of times he took a couple dribbles, made a couple of nice moves. But I think he had either 12 or 13 points. But Santo only had 1 rebound. He's a big guy, 6'11", supposed to be all this tough and everything, had 1 rebound. And I don't know, sometimes he tries to block a lot of shots, and he blocked. I think he had 5 blocks. We had 7 blocks. We still lead the nation in blocks. We're either first or last in every category, one or the other. But he played real well. He played under control. He had a tough guard. Going against this big center they had, and then at the end of the game, we took care of business. Made some shots, played really good defense, and got up by about 10 with about 4 minutes to go, and never surrendered the lead again. And we looked great. We shot the ball great, and that is the key to Georgia winning is if we can play somewhat decent defense in the half court, get them to turn it over or force some turnovers with the press, do some sort of rebounding. Anything and get out there on the break a little bit, get some turnovers and some cheap points. But still, just the main thing is we just got to keep shooting it better. And when we shoot it good, we are a good team. Scored 91 points. That's pretty darn. That's up there close to what our average is. So that was good. I feel real good about. I don't feel as bad about the Oklahoma game now because it's so obvious that we are such a different team when Jeremiah Wilkinson's in there. He's such a good player. He makes the other team respect him so much. So it opens it up for so many more. Plus, if Smurf looks like he's going to start from now on, Ross had a good game. Ross and Smurf split time at guard. Ross played some great defense. He played a really, really, really solid game. Catchings had a couple of pretty good 3-point shots. I think he ended up with maybe 10 or 12 points, but in second down the stretch, he made 2 3-pointers that we need. But he can go in lulls where it's almost like you forget he's out there because he's not a great defensive player. He plays defense with his hands. He's always fouling, and he's not a great rebounder by any stretch of the imagination. But when you get him the ball where he can either make one dribble and shoot or catch and shoot, he's a very good shooter. And Blue Cane has done a lot better job of his 3-point selection. And I think that's made a lot of difference.
Yeah, well, we needed that out of him because he had been somebody that I felt like we couldn't even rely on. And now he seems like, he's finally starting to hit his stride. And
now, who are you talking about?
Blue Cane.
I think Blue the last 3 games has been our MVP. He's been steady as a rock.
That's what I'm saying, though. Before that, every time he threw the ball up, it was not going in. And now he's finally hitting his stride in the last 3 games.
Yeah, he is. And he had about 3 games there where I think he lost some confidence. I know he lost some confidence. About 5 games he lost the confidence shooting. He still was doing other stuff, the rebounding, the steals. Guy's a good defensive player. He gets a lot of steals, and he is tough. I will say one big play in the game was about, I don't know, let's say 6 minutes left in the game. About the time we were tied, there was kind of a loose Smurf kind of stole the ball from their Swain, their really good player, and there was a struggle for it. And Smurf came away from it on top of the guy. And I will tell you what, that guy don't want any part of Smurf. Smurf's about as tough as it is. He laid on the ground for about 3 minutes, and they had to take him out. And that helped us out because he didn't play for about 3 minutes, and he wasn't the same when he came back. But I don't think you want to get pound for pound. Smurf's about as tough as they are out there, and he is a cool customer. He does not get flustered. It could be the clock can be running down. He's got the ball, and he'll even wait till there's a couple of 3 seconds, and he still makes a really good decisions. So he played good, and he's shooting the ball so well. I swear he needs to shoot it about 10 or 12 times. I didn't look it up, but he was over 40%. I bet he's close to 45% from 3-pointers now. Yeah, we had 4 of them against Kentucky. I mean, they were daggers. He had at least 3. I know at one point he was 3 for 4 from 3-pointer. He might have been 4 from 6 or something from 3-pointer, but he's playing great, and he seems to do it when we really need it. So I kind of like it. Like I said, and Stagg is helping us out. He's a better rebounder. He's a bigger body, and he can play. He can guard quicker forwards out there. And he's 6'8", and he's a big body, and he doesn't mind putting it up and shooting. So, Coach, obviously, he's the guy's. He's taking away minutes from some of the other number 11. Not my favorite player. What's his name? I forget. He's a turnover machine, and he can't shoot it. Coach loves him. He had a decent game. He had a couple of rebounds. He was 0 for 4 shooting, but so I want to see. I definitely want to see. We're going to see more Stagg. There's no doubt about it. The guy who's getting bumped is definitely Bailey. Bailey didn't see the court, and that's kind of sad because guy has played pretty good for us, but it looks like Mike White has gone from that 11-man rotation down to about 9. Jake Wilkinson probably had 10 or 12 minutes, played well, had a good defensive play, had a really good block, shot a great 3-pointer, came back next time down the court. We missed we missed a shot, and he followed it up with a jam on the rebound. We'll see more of him. I just hope we don't lose him in the offseason, because once he gets developed, he's going to be a player. He's going to be a player, but he's played really well. He got more minutes. He's getting some more minutes. So that's taking some minutes away from some other people too. So I feel good about it. We got Vanderbilt, who they're a very good 3-point shooting team. I haven't watched them play much. They've only got, I think, 4 or 5 losses in the conference. But they're not unbeatable by any chance. We shoot the ball good, so I figure, remember I told you 10-8 was a shoe-in to be in the tournament, and we still got a shot at that. I think we can beat South Carolina. I mean, we're better than South Carolina. We can beat Mississippi State. We're better than Mississippi State. And then we got Alabama and Vandy. And if we could just pick off, we get Alabama at home. They're a high-scoring team. That's going to be a shootout there. That's going to be a shootout. That'd be a great game to come to. Also,
if we can split them and go 2-2, are we in?
We split them and go 2-2. We're definitely in. I think not as good as seed. If we could go 10-8, I think we maybe get off that 10 seed line to a 9. I don't know if we make it 8. It depends on what we do in the tournament, but if we can finish strong like that, if we finish 10-8, that's good. Kentucky's done dropped another one. Texas has dropped them. I mean, we could finish 6th maybe in the conference. Looks like the top teams are going to be obviously Florida. Looks like right behind them is Alabama's I think 9-4 or whatever. Not either 9-4 or 9-5. So yeah, we got. I mean, I think Vandy's got to buy. The first 4 get the double buy. I mean, I don't mathematically. I don't know if we can do that, but yeah, we got a great chance. We got a great chance to improve our stock with the NCAA. You know, beating, you know, I tell you what, beat Kentucky and beat Vandy and beat Mississippi State and South Carolina, and we won't have to worry about the Alabama game. We'll be in for sure because that'll
Right.
give us yeah. So beat one of them. I like to see us. And you know, last year we finished strong. Won the last 4 games of the year last year, so maybe we're getting better. Look, I've got some confidence. Got some confidence shooting the ball. Got a little bit more confidence on defense. We fell apart a little bit in the second half, not getting out there and getting on their 3-pointers, and that's probably going to be a problem against Vanderbilt, getting out there and guarding their 3-point shooters. So I think they're the best 3-point shooting team in the league. So that's going to be tough. I feel obviously as bad as I felt for the last week or so, couple of weeks. I feel like we played like we kind of played during the first 10 games of the year. We got out and shot the ball well and got out and turned the other team over. Didn't make we did fantastic in the turnover. I think we had maybe 5 or 6 6 or 7 for the game. That's fantastic. You're gonna win a lot of games if you only have 4 or 5 turnovers we had 7 blocks, I think, and they had no blocks, which is kind of crazy. They did have a couple big guys, so very, very, very happy with what's going on. And like I said, I don't know. I don't think I've seen Vanderbilt play, but and they're probably there. I think I don't know if they're undefeated at home, but they're pretty. They've done pretty well at home. So, but heck, let's go up and beat them. But beating Kentucky, boy, that is always fun because those fans, their fans are kind of like Georgia Bulldog fans. If they don't beat somebody that they're supposed to beat to by 25 points, they're ready to string up the coach and string up half the players. It's like when we only beat Middle Tennessee State by 35 points. What's wrong with Georgia? What's wrong with Kirby Smart? He lost it. We need to fire Bobo because we didn't win by 40 points or something. So, but they're like I said, I always go look at the Lexington papers, and I love to go. But if you want some entertainment, get on Twitter or get on pull up the Lexington Herald after Kentucky's lost the ball game. Man, you talk about some unhappy people. They are some unhappy people. Then they went down and got a controversial call down in Auburn, and the guy in Auburn tipped the ball in, made a good play at the end there, and won that game. So they are fit to be tied. So they got. I think. I did see today that we have quote the easiest schedule going in the last 4 games in the conference.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now, easy. Alabama's not easy. Vandy's not easy. And, we lost to Ole Miss and we lost to Oklahoma, who teams that, quote, should be easy because they're not supposed to be not as good as we are. So so very excited. It's a Wednesday night game. I see it's on the SEC network. We just got to shoot the ball well. We shot the ball really well. If we can shoot the ball well, we really can play with anybody. And if we do a little better, we only got out rebounded by 7 or 8 this last week, so that's an improvement. I mean, when you're 139th in defensive rebounding in the country, there's only one way to go up. Can you believe there's like 100? I looked it up. There's like 354 teams that play basketball, right? College basketball. That means, they're, all those teams technically have a chance to get in the tournament, which is crazy, isn't it?
That's insane. That's the biggest league on earth.
I think there's 300. I think I saw 356 teams in this. I was looking at all the statistics on the thing, and 356 teams. Dang, that's a lot of college. That's a lot of college basketball played, isn't it? And
That is.
a lot of I mean, so you see, I guess you see why it's such a big deal for these smaller teams to get in the tournament. It's a big, big, big deal to win their conference and get in the tournament. So
Oh,
everything.
absolutely it is. That's how the Mercers of the world can go to the dance.
I remember when Mercer beat Duke that time. Wasn't that the greatest game?
Really
Well,
was.
when anybody beats Duke, I'm sorry for all you Duke fans. I don't know if any Duke fans follow the MadDawg show.
Well, I can tell you that
I
one
kind of
Duke.
know.
I can tell you this: one Duke fan follows the MadDawg show, and that's my mom because she graduated from there.
All right, I won't say anything terrible about it but I'm, I'm not a, if Duke and North Carolina could find a way to lose against each other every time, if both teams could lose at the same time, I'd be I'd be glad. We hear a lot of in Atlanta we have a lot of Duke graduates and a lot of North Carolina graduates, and let me tell you, they can look down their nose at you like the best with the best of them. So
Oh, they think they went to Harvard.
yeah, well, that's right. Well, and they think and then now I saw where Duke beat Michigan, so I mean that they've definitely got a good. Duke's got a good team. Michigan's got a good team. Sounds like there's about 5 or 6 really, really good teams. I put Florida up in there because all their losses came early. I mean, I think there's. I hate to say it, but they are. I'm kind of envious of them. I wish we'd put together a team. That's another thing. You know, I would love to see us try to find some pipeline to Europe for some of those players because I noticed Florida had 8 players that listed where they were from, and it wasn't the United States of America. A couple of
You
them
need
from Australia.
They need to pay you to be the global scout for the Dogs and fly you around to watch all these G League games. And
If you ask,
you know,
if you ask my friends, they don't think I speak the English language very well. So I'm pretty sure that if I had to go international and talk to some of these guys, it'd be more hand signals than anything else. But
oh
I'd
no,
love to see us
we'd
do
hire
that.
we'd send you with an interpreter so that it didn't there was no language barrier
Oh,
anywhere you
oh,
went. An
oh,
interpreter that could interpret your thick Southern drawl, could translate that into Japanese or Mandarin or
the great thing is, I am so proud of Mike White at this latest game. When they were starting to make a run on us at one point, he actually let them hit 2 3-pointers and called a timeout instead of letting them, score 18 points or what he did against at Oklahoma when he let them go on a 27-4 run. He actually called a timeout, settled them down a little bit, and he actually kind of ripped the officials a couple of times. He actually got mad at the officials a couple of times. I was surprised
here's
about
what
that because he
happened.
usually doesn't say a word to them.
The word on the street is that his wife is not only a big fan of this show, but especially a fan of Grind Dog. And so I'm sure that word has filtered back
Yeah,
to him that, he needed to tighten up on the timeouts and getting upset with the team.
I hope that you are actually kidding when you say that.
I'm
Because
kidding.
I'm kidding when you say that because I feel like you got to tell it like it is because if you don't say it, everybody else in the stands is thinking it, right? I mean,
Sure.
everybody's thinking the same thing, but nobody will actually say, "Well, Mike." I'll praise him for the last. I thought his shift in the lineups this last couple of games have been made a difference. I think that I think narrowing down the playing time a little bit. And hey,
Yeah.
you wouldn't believe it, MadDawg. I think they only went to the video board to look at 2 plays in the whole the whole game, and it was just surprising how much it made the game flow so much better when every 30 seconds they weren't going to look over see what was happening. I think they
Oh yeah, absolutely it does.
it makes a whole lot of difference. We had a great crowd, absolute sellout. In fact, my friend said he looked at he was over there for Parents Weekend and looked at some tickets, and he said, "Oh, they were about $60 a piece on Friday, but then it started raining on Saturday. I guess nobody had anything to do, and then he looked over and like $200 on Saturday, and it was completely full, and students were good. It was great. I mean, there was no problem with the fan turnout and all that. I'll tell you, all Georgia has to do is put together a winning program, and they will flat sell it out. People will show up. They won't. They're dying for Georgia to do good in basketball. I mean, it's so evident when we get there, and after the game, after the last couple of games, we've been some sad people coming out, but it is a pleasure to walk out of Stegman when we won, to see the bright smiles and the happiness on everybody's face. Because, in football, I think a lot of times we're mostly the favorite every time we go in, right?
Right.
So it's not like we win the game. Of course, we're happy, and of course, we're playing like an Ole Miss or an Alabama. It's a really big game and all that. Obviously, when they come out, people are hooping and hollering and good. But in basketball, we don't have that expectation. So it's really, really nice to see everybody was coming out with smiles on their face, and I hear a lot of guys talking. You hear people talking when you're walking to the car, and people are pretty fired up. I think that's good. We just we can't have a letdown, and no matter what happens, I just want us to play well against Vandy and win those other two games. I think we're in.
It's good to see the program going in the right direction. So people are excited about it. They're following it. We've got a chance to be in the tournament, and by tournament, I mean the NCAA tournament and not the NIT tournament, which was the biggest buzz.
But that is the biggest buzz. It's a slap in the face when you go to the NIT.
It is.
Now I'll say a slap in the face for a major. I mean, a Big Ten, a ACC, a SC, a Big East. I mean, I'm sure it's a great thing for a mid-major or a Mountain West, or I'm sure, or a Citadel or something like that. And I don't begrudge them. I mean, they're playing from a little bit of they obviously don't have the money to spend and everything. And I don't know. I'd love to see the breakdown of money in the SEC in basketball. I don't know if you could ever, if that ever comes out, you could see it, because they spend a bunch of money in Kentucky. And I'm sure Florida, because of their success, they've got some good money there. And Tennessee also has obviously got a pretty good wallet, and they should. They got a good coach, and they seem to always have a good team. That's a team that I think we got to watch out about. I think they're starting to play a little better, and I think Tennessee could go somewhere in the tournament. Arkansas seems to be playing well, though I think Alabama beat Arkansas the other night. I'm pretty sure it's a double overtime game. So and then there's some good teams, and I'm sure they got tons of money. So I just like to see where we stack up, and how I'd love to see how we spend it. It'd be nice to kind of look and see, at the end of the season, what you got for your dollar. Was this guy overpaid or underpaid or whatever? That would be very interesting to kind of know. But I am I'm here to tell you, they are. If you want entertainment, look at find some of these fan boards from Kentucky, because they are about to pull their hair out over there. Because they think losing to Georgia is, same. They think losing to Georgia is like if we lost to Kentucky in football, we'd be like, what are we doing? What do we do? How can that possibly happen? It's got to be but now we're 3-1 the last 4 years on them. They better come back and get in there.
The MadDawg Show is proudly sponsored by Alex Smith Garden Design, Griffin Lumber and Hardware, The Sanford Company, Sellers Construction, Bib Distributing, Butler Automotive, Pelicano Construction, The Dog Bone, Go Clean Co., Macon Monogramming, Fincher's Barbecue, Bulldog Illustrated, Cranford Chiropractic,
Progressive Communications, and Walthall Oil.